Hi, good evening, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Elma, the non-tech techie, and tonight I have Abhishek, founder of Mystrika. And Mystrika is a tool for cold email or for cold emailing and for cold outreach and to warm up your emails. And that's really, I have seen that, okay, there are some products similar to Mystrika in the marketplace, and let's see what we can how we what we come up with today, and we can ask a lot of questions to Abhishek. If you have any doubts or you anything you want to clarify, we have the founder here with us right now. Okay, so Abhishek, please again introduce yourself. I know you've been in multiple live streams with me, but still, please yeah, introduce yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Abhishek, and I have been into software industry for close to somewhere between 12 to 14 years, and I have worked for top 10 companies in the world, being a software architect, senior architect. In fact, you see those Apple systems, Global Service Exchange. I was behind that system at some point.
Which one?
Okay. Whenever you have a Apple product that
Mm-hmm.
needs to be RMA'd, you go to Apple Service Center and then you give them that, and there is a system they open to track your order numbers, to put it into system, which parts will be needed, and all those things. That
Right.
system, I was the architect for that project,
Oh,
Global Service Exchange.
that's
Okay.
interesting. I'm learning more and more about you. You didn't mention that last time, but okay. So happy to find out about that. So tonight we are going to talk about because you've had a few SaaS, and this is your latest one.
Correct.
You have Mutant Mail, which is one cool app where I can receive all my emails in one inbox from different domains, emails from my different domains. You have social testimony that is to aggregate reviews.
Correct.
And then you have incisors, that link shortener with the RSS and hashtags
Correct.
and auto, how do you call that? It summarizes the post as well for me.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Okay, and it has automated my Twitter post as well. And then now,
Yeah,
this the
I do
latest
get.
one I'm trying, Mystrika.
I keep on getting notifications from your page that is using incisors CTR speed. Yeah, I keep on getting that notification from there, so I know you are using
Okay,
it.
good. Oh, yes, good. And to be honest, I haven't looked at my incisors dashboard for, you can
Yeah,
see it, for months. But
yeah,
it's still there, the automation is happening. So even if I am busy with other things, my profile looks very active and texty.
correct,
Okay.
correct,
Oh, great, great, great. So let's now start talking about your latest product,
okay,
Mystrika, which is more about cold emailing. So please tell
correct.
us more about it.
Okay, so the primary reason, the complete primary reason why we built Mystica is because we got tired of folks misusing mutant mail for cold emailing. Okay, and we
Ah,
wanted we wanted, and when I asked those people why they don't go to a cold email tool, they said the charges they are charging a premium amount for it. Okay, plain and simple. So we said we already have expertise in emails because we have been running Mutant Mail for close to 2 years now, 1.5 2 years, and there has not been almost a single complaint for that. We are already having expertise in email systems, so why not build a tool? Because people want to grow their business, they want to grow their sales, and in fact, we also want to grow our own SaaS, right? So it's a win-win scenario. We build a system, we productize it as a SaaS, and we can grow together with our own audiences, our own customer base. So that is how Mystica came into place.
okay.
Mystica, Mystica by itself is a cold emailing and complete warm-up tool. Some folks only sell warm-up. Some folks only sell cold emailing. And please note, cold email outreach is very different from what you achieve from Mailchimp, Aweber, or Sendinblue, because those are autoresponders or email marketing tools, they are not supposed to be used for cold email.
Right. Okay, so just for for those people like me who are not very technical and quite new to cold emailing and newsletter emailing or whatever, marketing emails or email
Mhm.
marketing, what's the difference between cold email, warm email, um, email marketing, and stuff like that? Because I'm sure there are differences. And for example, if you
Mhm.
don't properly warm up your email, you end in spam. Your email ends in spam. Another thing is that if you don't clean up your email list, you get penalized by, you call it
Major service
ISP?
providers,
Yeah, the
ESPs,
service provider,
ESPs. Correct.
ESPs. So I don't even know the right term for that, but I know you can penalize if you have
Correct.
a dirty list. Okay,
Correct.
so very important that you have the right tools to do
Mhm.
your outreach, especially when you do your outreach, you don't have the consent yet of the
Mhm.
recipient, and
Correct.
that's the
So
reason why you need to use this. Okay, so sorry, go
correct.
ahead. I talk too much.
No, 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 no. Your questions are completely valid, Elma,
Mhm.
because and like 50, at least minimum 50% of our customers confuse one tool with the other one. The primary reason, the primary difference between an autoresponder and a cold email tool is you don't have the customer's consent. If you have a customer's consent, whether because they are your customer or whether because they subscribe to your list or whether because you have landed them using lead campaigns or somewhere you have taken a proper consent from them, that means you have an opt-in from them and you can use those email IDs in autoresponder. But those people mostly are already your customer, right? So it's very difficult to keep on selling them same thing over and over again. So what you need is to grow your business is a cold email tool. Now, cold email tool is where you outreach a business stating that this is the service you provide. You provide them a value, something to pique their curiosity and a solution that they might need. So you outreach them using now when you do a outreach, you it's a game of numbers, right? You will be needing to send 50, 100, or even thousands of emails per day. So you need to be using uh, multiple sending accounts. Now imagine if you need to send emails every day. The general standard is 50 emails per email ID per domain. Now imagine if you need to send 1,000 emails per day. It's very difficult to do it manually, especially because ESPs are closely monitoring what is the status of your reputation. Now the reputation by itself is a niche email reputation. There are three types of reputation. The first one is domain reputation, the second is email, and the third is IP. IP is your ESP, rest two reputations you already own. Now, what warmups does do is they artificially interact with your email ID, send emails, take them out of spam, reply to it, and complete a full cycle to make those email service providers realize that you are sending emails which are worth looking at. So that is how your email reputation goes up. And of course, then there is a warm up ladder. For example, you send two emails first day, four emails next day, six emails third day, fourth day, you will be sending eight emails. So it's a ladder, every day increasing up to a certain limit, which in most cases will be 50 emails per day. So that is how things go about in email and cold email world.
Okay, so thanks for simplifying it for people like me. Okay, now the thing is, there are so many technical terms, and me
Yes.
being a non-tech person, I am really lost. Like, okay, I understand the principle, but I don't know how to call these things. Okay,
Yep. That's
so
correct.
yeah, so now we know that it's very important. There are three types of reputation. We have the domain, the email, and the IP reputation, and we have to all get them right if we want to make
Correct.
our marketing or email marketing efforts to be more effective. Because if
That's
we
correct.
end up in spam, what is the point of sending all those emails? Because
Absolutely.
each email that we send, it costs us money, right? It may
Correct.
be
Correct.
cents, but still it all adds up. So we have to make sure that um, when we send the emails, it really lands in the inbox. So there's a higher chance for our target customers or for our leads to open it. All right.
Correct.
So can you take us through the features of Mystrika? And do you want to compare it with other apps, or I don't
I
know?
mean, I will leave the comparison for the customers. We already have received multiple emails on our customer support comparing us to two different tools. And uh, taking names would not be a good idea unless someone pokes the beer and things go wild. It's a different story. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's about it. So
Okay. All right. So please tell us more about Mystrika. I want to see the
okay,
features. Okay. Can you please
okay.
share
So
your screen or yeah?
all right. And let me share the screen. Da, da, da. All right. Can you put it up?
Yes, it's on
Okay,
now.
there you go. So when you log into Mystrika, you will see this dashboard, except you won't be seeing the email IDs here. So this is the master tab where you control any email ID. It is active, not active, and so on and so forth. And the email IDs that you add here are automatically put on Warmup as soon as you add them or attach them to Mystrika. So, for example, I take this one. I can go here and click here, Warmup config. And this is how the Warmup config looks like for this one. So you will see there is a unique identifier. This is the identifier you will use if you want to set up a filter. But please do the filtering properly. We do have a video guide on YouTube. Uh, it takes you just 1 minute to set it up, but you need to set it up properly, else the filter system can mess up with your warm up process. So at the moment, if you will see the daily warm up emails are set to sending is set to 22 and the warm up reply rate is set to 100%. I'm setting it to 100%. But for you, you probably don't want to send reply to all the emails. The general industry standard is only 30% of the emails are actually replied compared to, so suppose you receive 100 emails per day, only a normal person will only respond to 30% of them. And then we have advanced features. Suppose a normal person, for example, doesn't uh, write emails on Saturdays or Sundays, right? Some write on Saturdays, some write doesn't write on Saturday. So you can select a warm up schedule. That means you can decide when the warm ups, which day the warm up emails will be sent off. So you select the day, you select the time, between what time, and of course, if you are moving in, if you have changed ESPs or if you are using a warm up tool already, you might want to skip the warm up phase. So you can check mark this, click on update setting, and the settings will be saved. You don't need to touch this setting when you are adding a new domain. We automatically select the best minimum setting for warm up, and you don't have to worry about stacked ladder and all those stuff. We already take care of it. We will already ensure your limits start with 2, goes to 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on and so forth. So ramp up is already happening gradually. We don't want to make your process, or because that's a standard thing, right? It doesn't make sense to give you options for those minor things, because we already know those are the best practices. So just leave it to us, and that's it. To add, it's very simple. You just click on add email ID, you provide the name, For example, let me see if I have an email ID handy. So email ID, this is Alexis, and then I select, for example, IMAP resort. I will provide the password here, IMAP password. I will provide the SMTP password and click on admin. That's it. What it will do is it will validate my SMTP, it will validate my IMAP, and if both of them passes, it will go through. It will add the email ID, and by default, it will use a certain set of parameters for warm-up, and your warm-up should start within half an hour or 1 hour max. It's so fast. So this is all about warm-up. And of course, if you want to see the stats, you can see the statistics here. For example, this is how much many emails were received by this email ID. This is how many were sent. This is how many were replied. And the yellow one is how many ended up in spam. So if you will look, for example, the success ratio for this email ID is 82%. Success ratio for iCloud account, this one is 100%. That means none of the emails that were sent, and the total were 109 plus 103 plus 9. So that is 110 email IDs approximately were sent, and none of them landed in spam. So success ratio is 100%. And don't worry if your emails landed in spam, Mystica already takes it out. And unlike other products, which specifies that they are saving your mail from spam, these stuffs, small things are already part of our process. We just don't highlight it. So uh, then after all this, you do have feature to bulk upload email ID. So in this, you just need to. We have provided two sample CSV files, one for uh, Google App Password and the other one for IMAP based. You configure those. You select this. You click upload. So once you do this, your email IDs can be uploaded into the Mystica system in bulk. So that is all about warm up. Now you want your the minimum time for warm up, I will say, would be at least 3 weeks. But ideally, if you have time, I will suggest to go for at least 1.5 month for warm up. So once you have your email IDs warmed up and whatnot, you need to go to campaigns because you want to send emails, right? So this is how the campaign dashboard looks like. So
Okay, okay. Let's pause
yeah,
first. Let's pause first. So you
uh,
say the first stage that we have to do is set up our emails in Mystrika,
correct.
right?
Mhm.
And yeah, because okay. So there's a question from Sumashika, which is actually you already answered, but do shed some light on the correct warm up method for new fresh domain email. So basically, with Mystrika, what you have to do is you need your email to have the SMTP settings of your email and set it up properly in Mystrika
Mhm.
and wait for 4 to 6 weeks. That's it,
Uh, correct. Minimum, bare minimum, I will say at least 2 weeks you need to leave it at warm up. And
right?
only metrics that you need to see it is this one, success percentage. How success percentage is how many mails were sent from this email ID and how many landed in spam or landed in inbox. That is the success percentage. So suppose uh, the score is, for example, on this one is 98. That means if 100 emails were sent out from this mailbox, which is James Bond 446. So if 100 emails were sent out, 98 of them landed in inbox on the other side. So this is a very good metric to figure out what is your success score. So basically, similar score should should be or will be seen when you will be doing actual cold mailing.
Okay. Now my question here is because we set up our emails in Mystrika, right? Now,
Mhm.
how does Mystrika warm it up? Like, to where
Okay.
does the email go
Okay.
before we do the campaign?
Okay. So what will happen is Mystica has a set of warm-up pool, and you become part of warm-up pool as soon as you add your email ID. So the warm-up is basically a automated process that has been designed to look as much like human as possible. So what it will do is, for example, uh, let's take this one. I added, for example, James Bond 446 at iCloud.com as a email ID that I want to warm up. And this one, for example, contact at know my site, may be a email ID that Elma owns. So that is also a part of uh, mm,
Of
our
the
warm up pool,
Mystrika's email
uh,
pool, right?
email pool. So what it will do
Okay.
is it will send an email that is strictly controlled by Mystica system. Nobody else can access it. So these emails will be sent from James Bond 446 to contact at knowmysite.com. This will be automatically sent based on the schedule and based on the algorithms that we use in the backend. It was sent from here to here. Then, if it landed in spam, Mystica system will automatically move it out and report back to James Bond email ID and say, hey, your email landed in spam or your email landed in inbox. Then, like a human, there is a delay configured. And every email that is sent by our system, minimum delay of 6 minutes is given between two emails sent from the same email ID. And we already randomize all these tools that talk about give you option of randomization and whatnot. We have randomizer put at every place. We have randomizer in sending, we have randomizer in the reply, we have delay configured on a randomization with minimum of 5 minutes and so on and so forth. So we have made the system as humane as possible.
Okay, so
So
you mean to mimic human, as if a human is doing the emailing.
exactly.
Okay, so let's say that I own that email, that James
Mhm,
Bond the email.
okay.
When it's part of your email pool, do I
Mhm.
receive emails from your
Yes,
email pool to my James Bond email, right?
yes,
Do I
you
see it
will.
in my inbox?
Okay, so you will see it for some time, maybe
Okay,
half an hour or 1 hour. You will definitely see it. If you don't want to see it at all, you can configure a filter following our 1 minute guide from YouTube. Okay, and set it up. Then you won't see that email at all. It's possible to not see that email, but if you don't configure the filter yourself, we leave it there for at least 1 hour or half an hour time frame because that is what a human would do.
got it. Okay, now you said also, okay, we are just on the first part, the setting up the email, the warming up of the email.
Okay.
There is this number on the first column. What is
Mhm.
that number again?
It is
Uh,
success percentage.
Success percentage. Is
Mhm.
there any specific number that I need to target for that?
Okay, so I will say anything beyond 90 is a good number to start doing cold mail outreach. Don't wait for it to become 100%. It may never happen, but 90 is a good number to start with.
I think it's also a bit unrealistic for 100%,
Correct, correct.
if
And
you
see,
ask me. Okay.
see, 100% can be, but then there can be a provider we have never seen, and you sent an
Mhm.
email to him, and it landed in spam because it's all about how many email IDs of that particular email service provider have the system interacted with. On our warm-up pool, almost 30% of the email IDs are from Hotmail. A lot of them are, at least I will say 40% are from Gmail or G Suite, and so on and so forth. So all the major ESPs are covered, but there can be minor ESPs that may be very less in number in our warm-up pool.
Okay, so from Dinesh said nothing in life is 100%. That's
Yeah.
true. Okay. There is one question because you already mentioned the Gmail
Mhm.
thing. Let me see that. I saw it somewhere. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, I lost the question. But it's something to do with Gmail.
Okay.
Okay, this one I found it.
Okay.
Okay, can you walk us through? Can you shed some light on Gmail
Uh-huh.
G Suite not
Mhm.
allowing warming up?
Mhm.
because he has used other warm-up tools, but after
Uh-huh.
3 to 4 days, they get an email from Google regarding unauthorized activity and banning the account. So
Okay.
how is Mystrika solving that issue?
You are getting, if you are getting alerts after using a warm-up tool for 3 or 4 days, there is something wrong with the warm-up tool. I will tell you straight away. Okay. We have our own pool of 1200 email IDs. Out of that, 800 email IDs are from G Suite and Gmail, and they have been running on warm-up for 2.5 months, way before we actually launched Mystrika. There is absolutely no problem. There can be minor issues. One person may burn down, but we have not seen that problem at all. Second thing, this question is actually arising because GMAS has shut down. GMAS used to be the best free warm-up uh, tool for free Gmail IDs. This question is actually stemming from there. Now, thing is, Gmail is cracking down on all the providers, including the OAuth providers. So please ensure you do not use OAuth authentication system. Doesn't matter what your warm-up or your cold outreach tool is saying. Please do not use that. Anyone who is using the Google API or anyone who is using the Google OAuth, Google can clearly see you are using a warm-up tool. IMAP or SMTP is a protocol. There is a higher chance you will never be caught.
Okay. So actually, you mentioned something about the setup
Mhm.
um, of the other email warm-up email tools.
Mhm.
Maybe it's not compatible, or maybe they do it too often, or I don't know.
So see,
The
first thing,
frequency is very important.
that is one part of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. And since they give you so many configurable options,
Mm-hmm.
folks get confused, and then folks move the slider right and left, and you will end up sending 10 emails in, I don't know, 1 minute. Okay,
Oh,
I personally have tried four warm-up tools. Not the I'm not talking about cold email tools, just the warm-up tools, and they are nowhere close to optimum performance. One tool was even so bad, and it is very famous, so I don't want to name and same them. But it was so bad, they sent 11 emails from my account within 3 minutes. Out of those 11 emails that were sent, seven were sent to the same domain, just the different email ID. So imagine what they're doing. That is not a warm up. I mean, if you that's an email blast. You are not supposed to do a email blast when you're starting out or you are warming up the account. So please take a note of all this and which provider you are using.
okay. So to sum it up, okay, there's another follow-up question for that.
Mhm.
So how long should we continue the warm-up process? So, for example, after at least 3 weeks to a
Mhm.
maximum of 6 weeks,
Correct.
you're already done the. We should be done with the warm-up already, right? Can I still
Correct. Correct.
continue warming up the emails, or
Or
should
you
I
should
stop, or
no,
what?
you should ideally you should never stop warm up. Plain
Okay.
and simple. If especially if you are using that email ID for cold mailing, you
Mm-hmm.
should never stop warm up at all. I will tell you the reason. What happens? For example, just think you get a mail for outreach. What will you do? You have only two choices. You will delete it, okay? You will mark it as spam, or you will not respond to it at all.
Oh,
Okay.
I do that a lot. The third one.
Okay. So what will happen is the first one you opened it and you deleted it. The third, second, the last one, what you did, you opened but not responded. What happens? The interactions are less. So, email service provider, what they will understand is the email ID that is sending this content is not sending a content that the people want to read. Just look at the hidden signals. So, if you maintain a ratio of, for example, 30 cold emails and 20 warm up, what it will do is 30 of them people may not respond, but 20 of them there will be high engagement rate because it is part of our warm up one. So, our system will still open it, read it, move it out of a spam, and respond to some of it. So
Got
it
it.
will always keep the engagement high. And that is what is needed when you are actually doing a cold email outreach.
Oh, all right. I don't know if we can answer this one, but we can ask this. All right. Can you answer why Google is not allowing to use warm up tools?
Okay, okay, see.
How do we answer that? Okay, try your best. Okay, I
Okay.
cannot answer that.
Okay, so say nobody can answer that actually, but most probably why they don't want people to do it is because it puts a strain on the system. Warm up emails, if you will think from a broader perspective, is a user's mail for them from a provider perspective. It is, of course, for you, it is beneficial because it is increasing your reputation. But from their perspective, it's not a mail that you are doing anything with. Okay, it's not much of a value for them or for anyone. They are not getting data from you. So, so they just don't want to allow it so that you cannot game their reputation system in the backend. That is the whole picture. But then, why a company change its terms? It is up to them. They have the power to decide that.
Okay, and we have a lot of questions on that regarding the warm up thing. Okay,
Okay.
so when you say ideally we should not stop the warm up,
Hmm.
then what would be the ideal settings for warm up?
Okay. I will say somewhere between 30 to 40% warm up emails, and then the rest of them can be campaign emails.
Oh, so 30 to 40% of my email volume should be warm up, right?
Correct. Correct.
And the rest can be the cold emails. Now,
Correct.
and what is the typical number of
Hmm.
emails per day?
So the numbers that is a not
As safe,
ours,
yeah.
not a our standard. This is a cold email best practice. The total number of emails should not exceed more than 100 email IDs. So somewhere between 50 to
Sorry, no more than
100.
100 IDs or
No,
100 email.
100 emails per email per day. That is the maximum you can go for.
Okay, so 100 emails per email ID per day and
Correct.
maximum
That is
100 email IDs.
correct. Safer limit would be 50 emails per email ID per day. 50. That is the
Okay.
safer limit. And this includes your warm up plus campaign email.
Sorry, so it includes both the warm up and the
Correct.
cold campaign, right?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Okay, so that basically means during that day, if I am targeting 50 emails per day, 40% of it would be about, oh my God, where's my math? 20 emails
Correct. Correct.
a day on the warm up, and the rest, the 30 emails would be for the cold email
Correct.
outreach, which
Correct.
would be the part of the next thing, which is the campaign.
Correct.
Okay, so we have a lot of numbers to crunch here, and I'm not a numbers person, so forgive me on that. Okay, so let's see. Another question is that does the
Okay.
warming up of one address on a new domain also benefit other new inboxes we add to that domain?
Okay, up to some ratio it does. Okay, like I mentioned before, reputation is at three different levels: domain, email, and your IP. Now think from the perspective which or how a domain will build up its reputation. Its reputation comes from the email, right? The emails, each email ID is sending a couple of emails to other folks, and depending on how the interactions are, the first email ID reputation will go on, and then your domain's reputation will keep on going up. Okay. So, of course, warming up one email ID impacts your domain reputation, but it takes quite a while for your domain's reputation to go up. But it can go down pretty fast.
Okay. Okay, so that's all cool. Now, let's see. Do we have any other questions regarding warm up here? Okay, nothing more. Okay,
Okay.
so let's go back to the campaigns finally. So we
Uh,
just covered one part of Mystrika, which is the warm up, and we are
oh,
already
yeah.
36
So,
minutes here.
so we started with that, and then we
Yes.
developed Mystrika into full-fledged core email tool, and that is when the things started to go wild. You should see the amount of customers that we are getting, and we are ramping up. It's crazy numbers.
Okay.
Okay, so
Good.
let's go
Good to
to
hear. Good to hear. Okay, let's go now to campaign. So this
yeah,
is the real cold email part. This is not the
correct,
warming up. This is when you really start your outreach.
correct,
So let's
correct,
have a
correct,
look.
correct. So basically, to create campaign, you just put a name there first. I'm just going to put a random name. You select a niche. We intend to use this uh, uh, niche and location to give you a better understanding of how other people are uh, doing or performing in the cold email niche in future. So this is from the future perspective that we have provided. So without sharing your data, just averaging out our platform's metrics, we intend to use this going forward. Now, this is a very interesting thing. This is the webhook. Basically, we have given an outgoing webhook where suppose a lot of people like to use a external CRM, right? So we can send all the metrics out from our system to any external CRM using webhook. How many times emails were open, how many clicks were done, how many replies were made, everything can be sent out using this webhook. And this is optional. If you want to use, you can use. If you don't want to use, you just click save. So it will create a
Oh,
new campaign. Okay. And inside campaign, there are three things that you need to do. You need to write an email sequence. And of course, you can change it anytime. You need to upload leads and you need to configure settings. Once you do all three, you need to hit save. So I'm just going to open one of them. So for example, okay, so this is a campaign, for example, and we support everything that is needed, including spin text, variable chaining, default word or sentence, and all those things. For example, if you will notice here, f name is actually a variable, but there is a word. So if we don't find this variable configured for whatever reason, we can use this word to use as a replacement. And this is how the spin text look like. So spin text, what it does is it makes every email that is sent from your platform unique because at least a word, a sentence, or something will change. For example, this is one word, right? Instead of word, it can use sentences as well. Okay. So it can use multiple words, a combination of words also for spin text. That is also possible. So this is how a normal syntax will look like. And of course, we have POID email templates where you can just copy from. And the way this sequence works is you specify your subject, you specify the body, and then you tell how many days to wait for the next one. So this configure two means second email will go after 2 days the first email has been sent. And then you can keep on adding new step, multiple steps. Up to I think we have configured 20, but nobody uses more than 5 in COVID emails generally. We have specified a limitation of 20 email sequences in one campaign per campaign. So once that is done, you go to leads and you can upload a CSV. We have provided the CSV file and we have provided the form where you can add. Now, this is also a very interesting thing because we require two columns to be present absolutely must in the CSV, that is full name and email. But you can have any number of columns additional to this and they will convert as variable. For example, when I uploaded this Alex Young or affiliate Y1, we added a column called company. Now, interesting part is This company can be used as variable like this anywhere in my emails. So any column that you upload will become a dynamic variable that you can use in your campaign. It can be company name, it can be website, it can be anything. It can be your first line, it can be anything. And at the very end, you can select which accounts you want to send from. Of course, these accounts need to be active in your home tab. Uh, for example, these are green ones are active, red ones are not active. So red ones won't be available for selection in here. Only green ones would be. And we have tracking, we have how many leads you want to send, and at the end we have date and time you can configure for sending your emails out for cold email. At the end, you just save it. Once you are done, the system will check if you have selected all the necessary settings or not. It will throw an error specifying what you need to do in case you missed out something. And then you just need to mark this as active. You click on it, it gets marked as active. Okay, plain and simple. Let's see, every time it gives you notification. So it says, what is the status of your campaign? Complete draft. So this has never been run. This has been paused. If there is one called running, it will be named as running. How many emails was received? How many were sent? How many bounced? How many opens? Everything can be tracked here. Now, this is all good, well and good. The most interesting part of cold email is the Unibox. Okay, because this is the central place from where you can configure anything. Any email that is sent to any campaign by your prospects will end up here. All will, of course, have everything, and then new will be to emails to which you have not replied. And then you can reply to them, send email, and then rest all of them, you can mark the lead as something. For example, if I click here, okay, so if I click here, I can mark this lead as paused. Okay, so the lead is paused. That means no more campaigns will be sent. If I want, I can delete this thread. And interestingly, you can reply to any email from here. Any email that you see in the thread, you can just type your mail. And of course, you can use any variables. So suppose you don't remember whom you are sending this email to, you can just use F name. And if you don't remember what was your sending account email ID, sending account, you can use sender. Okay, that
Oh,
is
you've
also
got me
supported.
covered. I do that.
Okay, and not just that, you can, if you just want to sign up with your first name, that is also possible. Okay, all these combinations we allow that. Even if you want to use shorthand, that is also possible. So we use a combination of variables that you can put here. Okay, so we have got you covered. So you just use this, type your reply and hit send reply. That's it. Then this email will be queued for sending, and once it is sent, usually within a minute, it can be seen in the send tab. It can be sent in the send tab. Okay, so
Okay.
uh,
So regarding these Unibox,
mhm.
are there any conditional actions like if the email is not open, if the link is clicked, and
So Unibox are not supposed to for that. For those, if we ever implement those kind of conditional systems, they will be implemented within the campaign. Like, for example, if someone has not opened an email, uh, do we want to reduce the time frame when we are sending? All those advanced systems, if we build ever in future, they will be part of the campaign. All the tracking, open and bounce and click. Okay, we are not showing the click today, but we already track clicks. We will be displaying it here soon. Replies we
okay,
already track, and
wow.
every reply that we track will end up in your Unibox. Okay, so you really don't have to leave this. You don't have to touch your email IDs. Once you have configured with Mystrika, everything can be done from within Mystrika for your cold email.
Okay, so that sounds really good. Now, regarding webhooks, so Mystrika has webhooks,
Mhm.
and we can connect Mystrika to other apps if they have webhooks as well. If the other
Okay.
app has the webhook, right?
So we have outgoing webhooks today. Uh, I think can we connect Facebook group? Okay. So what this person is looking for is API to make or add a lead. But question is, if you have already taken that user from a group collector, then you already have an opt-in. So
Oh, you already have
then
the consent, so you don't
you
really
already have
need.
the
Okay,
cold email Outlook tool, onto this tool for that.
okay, got it. And so for now, what
Hmm.
Mystrika has is an outgoing webhook, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so that's clear.
Yeah,
Next is, because we mentioned earlier, Google has some issues when it comes to cold
correct.
emails. Now, would you, based on your experience as of today, would you say Office 365 might be a better option than G Suite?
Right now, they would be absolutely they would be, because there is nothing in the terms as of today which is stopping cold emails from getting hammered or banned. So they are definitely a better fit as of today.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, I will keep that. So I better use Office 365
Mhm.
and not G Suite for the
Correct. Or you
amount.
can always use Zoho. Zoho is the cheapest one to get started with cold email.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, let's go to let could we talk about, oh, do you still have anything to discuss about the Unibox?
I think we have got everything covered actually. Unless there is a
Yeah.
question, we can come back to this one.
All right. Okay, so there is a 5,000 contacts limit. Actually, what are the limits of the deal that you have right
Okay. Okay. So the limits are the lead counts would be 5,000. That is pretty much the only limitation that you have. The lead count will be 25 will be 5,000 per code. We have already enabled code stacking in the backend, so you can suit up your limit to 15,000. One code equals to 5,000 campaign, 5,000 lead or contacts limit or prospect limit. So per code it is 5,000. So 5, 10, 15 based on three codes.
now? Okay. 5,000 leads, right, or contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is only applicable on the campaign part, but not on the warm
Correct.
up part. Okay.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So, okay.
Sending limit. So okay. So
Send.
we don't have a limit on sending. Okay, but remember, every time you remove a campaign or you delete all the prospects, you break the connection between your campaign and your Unibox, because the Unibox is completely tied up with the campaigns. Okay, so it is up to you how you want to use your leads. If you want to send them mail and delete them after every 15 days, we really don't care. But please know the limitations that you are running into.
Okay, which is the 5,000 contacts limit.
Correct. Correct.
And always remember the 100, on the safe side is 50 emails per email ID per day.
Mhm.
Okay, just remember all the numbers that we talked
Correct.
about today. Very, very important numbers. Now, okay, in the membership section, the campaign leads allowed, is it same as the uploaded contacts
Correct.
for cold email outreach?
Correct. Correct. Both are same things, just different terminologies. Campaign leads, prospects, uploaded contacts, all these are same words, just used differently.
Okay, then. Okay, so that is clear. Any more questions? So have we already talked about everything? So we talked about the campaign, we talked about
Mhm.
the Unibox.
Mm-hmm.
The plan is each code you have 5,000 leads allowed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or contacts allowed. Now the cold email templates. So I see that you have the cold templates.
Uh-huh.
So maybe you can show them this library of cold templates, and then do they actually have a? Is that also available on the free tier, on the free
Yes,
plan?
yes. The cold email templates are available on the free tier. We are using it as a lead magnet actually to
Mm-hmm.
onboard folks onto Mystrika. So these are the templates that has been collected from across multiple established cold email providers and collected into one bundle and being provided to you for users.
Okay. Now, before we proceed to the next part, just want to tell everyone that hey, we have two LDDs to give away, two codes to give away tonight at the end of the live stream, and up there is the how do you call that? The link for the form to the form. So please fill them up, and I will let you know when I close it. But I will also post it in our group.
Mhm.
All right. So sorry, we can continue now. I just have to give the giveaway link.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
It's part of the
So
process.
I think it's very interesting that you came up with this tool, and okay. Now there is another question here about compliance. Okay.
Mhm.
Let us go back to the chat box. Oh, okay, so people are now concerned about compliance with email regulations like CAN Spam Act, GDPR, and CASL. What do you think about it in the case of cold email outreach?
Okay, that is a very interesting question actually. Now
Mm-hmm.
see, uh, what I will say is cold emailing is a gray area. It is not a black hat, but it is definitely not a white hat as well. It's a gray area. The reason is very simple. For example, if you are mailing to a for example Microsoft support, you may not be a user of Microsoft. What are you doing? Let me ask you this, or anyone. For example, you are doing a mail to Zoho. You are not a customer of Zoho to ask a question. Will you consider that as cold email? Because people do that, right? So mailing to a business is the actual cold email. But people are just people. People send emails to personal email as well, which should not be done. I don't emphasis on that. And people send to businesses as well, which is kind of gray area. But yeah, that is what an email outreach is.
Okay. Okay, guys, I think I sent the wrong link because I tested the link and suddenly it's not working. I will resend a new link. Just one moment. Oh, okay. Actually, there is another question. I believe it's
Okay.
from Nero regarding what's the difference between Mystrika and Client Joy? Do you know Client Joy? The
I
CRM,
okay, so then it's a CRM. It's not a cold email outreach tool, right? CRMs are not a
right?
cold email outreach tool. They cannot handle multiple sending email accounts. They don't have a Unibox feature. They don't have the trackings required for cold emails, and most importantly, they don't have a warm-up feature. Almost no CRM has. I have yet to see one.
Okay. So I will answer that in a moment once I finish making the new link. I forgot to save the link.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It happens. Okay. Okay. Now I couldn't even find my link. We do we have to do this the old-fashioned way? Oh my goodness.
Now
No.
you are realizing from how many places you are doing live stream.
Uh, Actually, I only do it in two places. Okay,
Okay.
in YouTube and in Sumo Deals group. Okay, guys, here is the link. Sorry about that. I'm posting it now, so it's not a shortened link anymore. Okay, it can happen,
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Part of process.
right? I thought I checked the link, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so here is now the giveaway link. I just posted it both on, the Facebook group and in YouTube.
Mhm.
Oh,
All
I
right.
only broadcast in two places now because I really couldn't handle the audience if I'm broadcasting in so many different groups. I said, okay, we just focus here and there, and that's it. Because
Okay.
um, I think it's better than me being too busy going through all the other groups and finding who asked what. Oh, is he here? Is he there? Then okay, so many commotions. So okay,
Understood.
let's do it only in two places. One in our Sumo Deals group and another one in YouTube. So it's
Mhm.
only done in two things. Now, okay, so to answer the difference between Client Joy and Mystrika, okay, so what I've seen here is that yes, technically you can use Client Joy for cold email outreach. Okay, so you can use that. However, you cannot use Client Joy for mail warm up. So there's a
Okay.
higher possibility of your emails landing in spam. Number two is that with Client Joy, okay, yes, you do have the unlimited emails that you can send out. But then, do remember that you have the three types of reputation: the domain, the email, the IP address reputation that you need to make sure are done right. And come on, as humans, we can only send, say, 50 emails per day per email ID. How many email IDs do you have in Client Joy? Um, Typically, if I'm not mistaken, with Client Joy, of course, you can have a big organization in it, but you cannot have too many email IDs. The LTD is now only limited to three users, and then the rest you need to pay a monthly fee of, I forgot how much per user already.
Okay.
But so it's really different. So Client Joy, yes, you can do a cold email outreach with Client Joy, but your outreach will be more limited because you are limited on the number of email IDs that you can use. That's what I
Correct.
can say about that.
Yeah. If you will compare, for example, Mystrika to other tools, I
Mhm.
believe we would rank number two or maybe number three in the feature set because there is very, very less, only one tool that I'm aware of who has Warmup, who has Unibox, who have everything that is needed for actual cold email outreach.
Uh-huh.
Even 4-year old products don't have Unibox and Warmup. It's hilarious what they were doing for 4 years. I mean, come on.
Okay, that's the thing. Like people like me, especially me. Okay, I am in marketing, but technically I don't know what is the difference between a cold outreach and what is the importance of warming up emails until I started to be in these groups and I found that, oh, there are these tools, and okay, I want to learn more about it. And trust me, a lot of people don't understand what even is the difference between an email warm up versus a
Correct.
cold outreach.
Correct.
So
Correct.
there's another one here. I don't know how to compare it with upticks.
Okay.
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, even I haven't tried that one.
Okay, but maybe you can. What you can do is, I think the Sushan. So, okay, Sushan, since you asked this question, you can sign up for um, a free tier, a free plan of Mystrika, and then you can compare it with optics because I believe that with the free tier you have all the features in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
what is the maximum number of contacts there and or emails for warming up?
For free tier, it's one warm-up email ID and five outreach email ID or leads that you can use. Basically, the free tier is You can have one email ID for Warmup forever, and you can use the campaigns to test the system out. So you have enough for that, but beyond that, you need to be a paid user. And I just opened Uptick's website actually, just to
Or
see.
do you want me to share your screen?
No, no, no. I just that's okay. I will
Okay.
tell. I will. I can within 1 minute. I can tell what is the difference. They don't have Unibox. Okay, they don't have Unibox, and Uptix has been in game for what? I don't know, 1.5 years or maybe more. Okay, you want to put another code email tool uh, on on the platter? I can tell you the difference right now itself. I'm telling you, there is very less tools which have everything collected in one place where you don't have to chase other things.
Okay. And so this is from Joe, very generous free tier. So thanks for that. Next is okay. Let me see. I think everything is here now.
Mhm.
Okay, I think no more questions. Well,
Okay.
okay. So, are you sure, guys? No more questions because if no more questions, then we can start with the giveaway. So, to everyone, I will close the this form submission now, and just give me a couple of minutes to put it on Wheel of Names. By the way, Abby, are you going to do any masterclass on cold emailing? Because this is something that every digital marketer should learn about. Every
That's
entrepreneur. Do
that's
you have,
true.
mhm.
We definitely need to do one, and we need to build a masterclass sort of session
Yeah.
in Mystica. That is absolutely needed because what I have noticed from our set of users is we have two kinds of users. Once those are pros, they have not even mailed us once, and they just logged in. They only mail us when they have faced some kind of bug in our system. They notified us very next day or second day. We have rectified it, and we already see they are sending at the max capacity. Okay, so they already know the game. But then we have other set of users who are still struggling on how to get started with cold emails.
Mhm.
So to help them, we definitely need to build a master class within Mystica as well and create video guides for that. Okay, so it is in the thought process, but it has yet to be materialized.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that later. Yeah. Because
All right.
hey, come on, I am all about helping other entrepreneurs make use of the tools properly, and you know, this is the thing. Quite a lot of us, what is the right word for it? There are people who are really good in marketing, really flashy with their words, but the app can be crappy. And there are
Correct.
some really, really good apps. But because the founder is not so good in marketing, sorry, Happy.
Oh, see, I will tell you, I don't have a marketing background. Whatever I have learned, I have learned on the job. I'm more of a on the job sort of guy. You
Okay.
throw me you throw me into a problem. I will try to figure out a way. So marketing,
Yeah.
I'm learning on the job.
Yes, of course you're learning on the job, but hey, come on, people like me already have the shortcut. So, hey, you're saving time by talking to me. And time is something that you cannot buy. Okay, let's
Correct.
go and talk about huh? Can you comment on the regulations? We already talked about these earlier.
Mhm.
Okay, can you please comment again, just to make sure that they get the message?
Okay.
The
So let's
compliance is GDPR, CASF, and Spam Act.
Okay. So let's start with the first an example. Suppose you want to ask Zoho a question, and you are not a Zoho customer yet. what will you do? You will mail them and you will say, hey, I have this query that I want it answered. So is it a cold email? Do you have a consent to mail them? Has Joe interacted with you in the first place? They have not, right? But you are mailing a business. So and uh, does that follow Can Spam Act? No, right? But you are doing a outreach. That is also a outreach. It's kind of outreach, not to grow your business, but that is a query, and that is an outreach you are doing to a business. Okay, so the question is the answer to the question is it's a gray area. It's not blacklist area. It's not a whitelist area. It's a gray list area.
Okay, good. So I hope this that clarified that. And now I'm going to show my screen
Mhm.
and we share all that have participated in the
Okay.
giveaway. I'm going to call names. So we have 26 participants.
Okay.
Abir Ahmed, Andy Lim, Angelica Walker, Hasif
Mhm.
BL Samota, Dinesh, Hafiza, Isham Shuja, Inderpreet, Janatun,
Okay.
JD, Joe, Kevin, Leo, Mary, Mizanur, Niru, Nur Muhammad, Raj Bir, Ranveer, Rosie, Shamin, Somashikar, Somya,
Okay.
Tasnya, and I cannot read the last one. Sorry. Why are you laughing at me? Okay, so I hope I did not miss any names, and we are. Oh, this is a very interesting comment from Somashika. Well, cold emailing is nothing but a dog lapan. What I don't know what is dog lapan. Maybe it's some Hindi word.
Yeah, it is. It is. Uh,
Okay, can you explain that to me? Sorry, I don't know
okay.
that.
Okay, so basically he's saying COVID mail is a two-faced thing. Okay,
Okay,
on one end, we don't want to receive emails from unknown people, but we want to send people emails when we want to grow our business. It's a
that's
double
so
standard.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
see
I,
that
I
that is what
learned I learned a new word, dog lapan. Did I pronounce it correctly?
it's called Dogalapan, but pretty close.
Doglapan, Doglapan. Okay, I need to have the right accent. Okay, so we're going to have two winners tonight, and you can see my screen.
Mhm.
Let's start now, and you have to be here to win this giveaway. Okay,
That was close one. That was a
that
close
was a
one.
close one. That was very close. So congratulations so much, Akar. Are you here? Is Somashikar here? Please say I'm here, Elma. This is Somashikar. If I cannot see your,
Yeah, well, he
okay,
had the most questions, so I'm guessing he should be here.
yeah, he should be here definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so let's shuffle the next one.
Mhm. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, the next one is Janet Todd. Sorry, Joe, it was almost you. Okay. Okay, so the next one is Janet Todd. So we have
Mhm.
Jan, because I have to write it down before I forget everything. Okay, and Somashikar. So
Mhm.
congratulations to Somashikar and Jonathan for winning a code of Mystrika.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you guys have, actually, we have another giveaway from Mystrika, and thanks to Abby. And we are going to post it a little bit later in our group. So this would be more of it will be done via King Sumo. And we will post it in our group within the week. And you still have a chance to win Mystrika code.
Yep.
So thanks so much. Thanks, Abby. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And we see you again next week or week after next. I don't have something planned for next week yet, but let's see. Okay, thanks.
Yep. Bye, guys. Have fun, guys.
Bye.